Our task, looking back at it, we noticed how poorly we constructed it with its unsteady shots, bad camera movement, transitions and sound. Having watched it back, we have realised how far we have come to creating our thriller opening sequence. Hostage.
One key element of our thriller compared to our preliminary was the planning of our storyboard. The storyboard helped give us a starting point so we could do our filming to our plan, even though we changed it slightly. The parts we changed were the last couple of shots as we thought it didn't fit the story and we weren't sure how to edit the pictures on top of each other. We also added in a last shot that wasn't originally on the storyboard. This was due to the fact that we felt it looked too much like a trailer rather than an opening sequence. So we have learnt when planning our story to always use storyboard to use as a guideline to help us, and also to see what we would like to change.
The problems in our preliminary task were the framing of the shots and the location. In the location, there were classroom displays in the room we were filming, which were not relevant to the plot and the message in the story. Due to filming it during the day at school, we realised the issues that this included, that were people walking into the room and background noise from children playing outside and being in the other classrooms nearby. We addressed this issue in our thriller opening sequence by filming it after school when there were no children about. We also filmed our shots in a particular area in the school that wouldn't be identified as a school. We chose the DT block as the area looks like an abandoned building, which fits into our theme of a mystery horror thriller as it's unidentifiable. With the framing of the shots with our thriller, we put black A3 paper on the doors so we could extend our shots for effect in our film. We also painted on the walls the words "mine" for extra detail in our shots, and so it framed it better. We put fake blood on the floor to imply the protagonist being in danger. Overall, we felt we framed Hostage much better compared to Don't Be a Bully, due to the fact of our extra details and thought into planning.
Our transitions in our first task were not relevant, and we only chose them for experimental reasons as we didn't have a clear understanding of our genre. To improve on this, in our opening sequence, we watched YouTube tutorials on how to use the different effects on iMovie to make our transitions fit with our theme. For example, we used a white fade-in transition to have a smooth change to show the interchange between the flashback and the present day.
The difference between the fonts in our preliminary compared to our thriller opening sequence was inevitable. In our preliminary task, we used a font which didn't fit our genre or look appealing towards the audience. It was dull, simple and basic. This didn't help engage the audience, and the title was added at the start in much smaller writing compared to the production company. This was unprofessional, as the title should be the main focus. When creating our opening sequence, we thought about the font for the title in more detail. We spent up to an hour searching for an appropriate style title for Hostage, which now was benefited our product as it looks more appealing and grabs the attention of our target audience. The title also gives a suspenseful feel toward the audience, as the style is quite creepy and intimidating.
The shots we used in our preliminary and the accuracy of them were significantly different to the ones for our thriller opening sequence. In our preliminary, we used basic camera shots such as close-ups, over-the-shoulder shots, long shots, low-angle shots, etc. The camera movement for these shots was shaky and not poised in the correct positions. For example, the over-the-shoulder shot wasn't in the correct positioning and therefore didn't have Dan in the shot much, but a lot of Sean's hair was covering the camera. In comparison, our thriller was better planned and therefore we knew exactly what we needed for the correct positioning for our shots. We used a tripod to get our still shots and panoramas. However, with our preliminary, we didn't know how to use a tripod, so we didn't use one, which inevitably affected the stillness of our shots. Overall, this made it look unprofessional, unlike our thriller, which we consider to look professional, as the shots are clean and structured.
In conclusion of what we've learned, we feel we have improved in all areas of creating an opening sequence.
Although the area our group feels we have improved on the most is editing.
We have learnt new skills such as how to use transitions appropriately and importing fonts and sound to our scenes.
We now feel comfortable editing and taking shots for future projects.